What up, gang? This your boy Music 101, and y'all back with another episode of Miss Me with the BS. Make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss a video.
Peace, peace, peace. What's up? What's up? What's up? This is Miss Me with that BS. I'm coming to you today with a video. Well, a few videos that I'll put into a longer video. About the Brooklyn shooting in the subway yesterday. Well, a Brooklyn subway shooting that happened yesterday. Some of you may know that I do a New York Minute on Triple Thread Ladies Edition on Wednesdays. So I normally talk about the subway because stuff has been really going on in the subway as of late. And if I'm not mistaken, I think crime in the subway went up 23%, I believe. I think it's 23%. Don't hold me, but I think it's 23%. And I just wanted to bring this to light with the videos together, as well as show some other videos that I found in reference to the shooting with more information. It's just crazy that this is going on. Don't let me hold you. Subway crime, in my opinion, has always been high. It's always something going on in the subway. The subway is from one borough to the next, the city, everywhere. Like the subway is huge. It goes throughout New York City, but it is also a contained space, meaning everybody's close to each other, things of that nature. Only time it's a little, I'm gonna say a little dead because New York is a city that never sleeps, but is late at night. But this particular shooting went on during rush hour. People are trying to get home for those that work at night. They're trying to get to work. Standing room only, basically. Shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. That's how I look at it. But it's crazy how this took place. For my opinion, let me say this. I feel how it's taking place, it seems like it was some external factors going on. And an action was also done in the heat of an argument, which I believe led to what has happened. Just real quick, the gentleman that pulled the firearm was actually shot with his own gun, firearm, whatever you want to call it. He wasn't ready for what was about to take place. That somebody wasn't going back down from his fight. From what I saw in the video, the other gentleman, he honestly looked like he didn't want to, but he had to protect himself. So I am going to show the videos that I put together, and shout out to Loud Lab NYC. I put a few of their videos together, and then we're going to watch a couple of news channels. Also, I may stop the video and put my little input on it, little commentary, whatever you want to call it, and say a few things that I picked up on. Now, if you see something or whatever and you want to put your input is definitely welcome in the comments. Tell me what you think. whether you are a so-called city slicker or you're someone that does not live in New York City and has something to say about it. So hold on, I got you. Let me do my little clicking, and I'll be right with you.
Close the door! Close the door! No, it's not.
This afternoon at about 4:45 p.m., I want to bring you on a northbound A train. We had a 32-year-old male enter the train, we believe at the Nostrand Avenue station. This 32-year-old gets onto the train, the doors close, and the train starts moving. As the train starts moving, he's approached by a 36-year-old male who was already on the train. This 36-year-old male was described by multiple witnesses as being aggressive and provocative towards the 32-year-old that just got on. Words were exchanged between the two, and during the words, it became physical. And also, the 36-year-old at one point displayed either a knife or a razor blade toward the 32-year-old. The 36-year-old put that sharp object down. Words were still exchanged. It became physical again. And at some point, the 36-year-old removed a firearm from his jacket. He then took that firearm, started walking toward the 32-year-old who was on the train, yelling at him, walking toward him in a menacing way, and it became physical again between the two. During this physical confrontation, that gun, we believe, was removed from the 36-year-old by the 32-year-old, and the 32-year-old fired. I'll beat you up. You gonna beat up cops? You think people gonna beat up cops? I'll beat you up. I'll beat you up. Gangsta, I'll beat you up. Such an average guy. Such an average guy. Beat up me. Beat up me. Beat up me. Beat up me. I love my blacks, that's it. I love my blacks. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, guys. Fuck you, Bricks. I love my blacks. Fuck you. Do something about it. You like that girl, man. Let your girl be. I'm gonna beat you up. 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 Only you. Only me.
Okay. Remember the lady's face that she's the one recording. Remember, keep her in your in your head.
Move, baby girl.
There's babies on here.
What you trying to do? What you trying to do? The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up, Jason. The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. The minute you move, I'm gonna break you up. You trying to make me hit you first. You trying to make me hit you first.
What happened? You want to do it?
There's something like that.
Oh!
Something like that.
Oh!
Okay. I'm not trying to laugh, but what I want to know is did he slip? Like, cause he swung with all his might. So did he slip and hit the, by the door? It's a little, you can hold it, but it's actually a window there. Most trains, the plexiglass that used to be there is gone. It was already knocked out and destroyed. So people can hold it just like they are on the bar. So it sounds like somebody hit their damn head to me. That's what it sounds like. But let's continue. All right, hold on, because y'all may not have seen that.
Get them off. Get them off of him. I'm behind you, bro. Come on. Get them off of
Oh, he already did it. Hold on.
Y'all made me hit you first.
what happened? You want to do it?
There's something like that.
Oh!
Something like that.
Oh!
Now keep your eye on her.
Get them off of him. Get them off of him. I'm behind you, bro. Come on. Get them off of him.
All right. Get this thing. Get this thing. Let's just separate. Get separate. All right. Oh, have a seat, my boy. Have a seat. Have a seat.
No, I'm got it now. I'm got it now. Okay. I'm got it now. Whoa. Get that one way down, baby. Let me out. 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 Keep going.
All right, let's stop because that's actually, I just put that picture behind a little video before we move on to something else. So, estranged wife of accused NYC subway maniac shot in head during fight dumped him because he was increasingly aggressive. If we're just going by what this says, and that is to be the truth, because only him and her would know that, or whomever have seen him get aggressive with her. If this is said to be true, then I can see why what happened on the train happened. First of all, he assumed that the gentleman was a migrant. He also tried to identify himself as a cop at first. Well, no, at first, and then when he was poked, he was like, "Oh, you stabbing a cop?" So we can see that it's possibly a problem there. Now, again, if this is said to be true, she dodged the bullet. She definitely dodged the bullet. What's crazy, and I hope I can find it because it was actually very quick, and I didn't like watch the whole thing because it ran on to what I just showed you. Um, but this is crazy. This is really crazy, and I'm sorry it happened, but I'm also thankful no one else, was hurt, was shot. There was also children on that train as well. I mean, I can't remember how many cars the train is, but never. It's more than five. It's more than five. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, and also, again, it's a confined space. And sometimes things happen when it's in between stations, meaning in the tunnel. So there's no doors that's going to open. The only thing that could open is the doors to go from one car to another. So just think if this had happened in between stations and nobody had nowhere to run. And sometimes the doors that go between each car to go to one car to another, excuse me, sometimes those don't even open. So this, again, I hate it happened. He's possibly somebody's father. He's someone's son, I'm sure. And he's possibly somebody's brother, uncle, whatever have you. What I think that it could have just been a fight because he didn't go for what he already had. He was ready to put the pause on him, but that didn't work. And he didn't go for his gun till after he was stabbed. My thing is, this is what I think, like, you never know what's going on in someone's head. That's why certain road race situations turn bad. Somebody may brush up on you in the store or like push past you when you're going out or coming in from somewhere. And sometimes we don't think because we're like, yo, what the fuck? What's up? Like, you already on 10, you going through your own stuff, but you never know what the next person is thinking. So he was ready to already get on the train and start with somebody. It did not have to be that gentleman. It could have been anybody. Why he picked him out, I don't know. Ignorant way of thinking, assuming that that gentleman was a migrant and just wanted something to talk about and get his anger out that something else was going on. But it's really crazy. I was actually, I see this woman's name is here, and I have not seen the gentleman that he approached, but the one that was shot in the head, he's actually critical condition, but he is alive at this time. I looked before I did this, started to do the video, and I didn't see anything that he was no longer with us. But I believe he was shot in the head more than once. And of course, he was stabbed in the lower back by the other young lady. I think her doing that kind of aggravated the situation. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that gentleman was, and she was just doing what she felt that she needed to do to protect him because they were together. But I think that kind of like aggravated the situation. Not sure if they could have got up and walked out of the car, went to another car, waited for another train. Not sure if I believe Mr. Robinson would have followed them and try to continue the verbal assault, because at that time that's what it was. But you never know what somebody's going through, and you never know if somebody is not having your shit that day. And both of those situations took place. You don't know what somebody's going through, and you don't know if somebody is gonna have your shit that day. You upset, like, again, something can happen in the subway and fuck up the whole subway line. Just back it up. Had people sitting in the car for hours. So mind you, think about trains that was going to come into that station after that one pulled out. They waiting. Those people probably ain't get home for hours. Especially the ones that was on the train and had to be questioned by the police. Like, I guess you gotta have good, bad with the good, gotta have balance. But like, I'm thankful wasn't any children. There weren't any children hurt. More people were hurt. I don't know. This one right here has me speechless because I haven't seen something this bad in the subway in a minute. Now, I have seen some stuff as of late, but it was probably like between one and another person, this, that, and other. But this affected the whole damn line. If I'm mistaken, I believe it was the Q. I think it was the Q train. I think. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me, but I think it was the Q train. But everybody know Boy Skimmerhoin. That tens of thousands of people go through that particular subway station a day. And y'all saw how everybody was running out. I have to find that video when I told y'all to keep that lady in your head. Man, she had... I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna just show y'all what she had going on because it's crazy. Definitely crazy. She has... anytime some nonsense is going on, and I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story too. When the news come out, it bring out people. You be like, that's the only people that you could have asked out of all the stuff going on, just them. Well, let me give y'all a quick story. So, I was at my cousin's house in Far Rockaway. We had to be, well, she's 2 years older than me, and I think I was probably like 15, 16 years old. And we wasn't supposed to go outside. I was spending, I think, like 2 weeks out of the summer at her house. So we go over there. We're not supposed to go outside until her mother comes home. Well, my cousin was like, yo, we're going to go outside anyway. Now, me being Miss Goody Two Shoes, I'm like, nah, she said, let's not go out, this, that, and the other. We got to wait, yada, yada, yada. My cousin was like, nah, come on, let's go. We're going to go get something to eat. I think we went to Ocean Village to get like some Chinese food or something like that. But on the way back, we see this car accident, bad car accident, car like all over the block, just in pieces. Now, and I've been like this. If I see the news, I'm going to get on the news. I don't care if I'm walking through, whatever. I'm getting on the news. So I'm standing there. I see the news. They come up to us. Did you see what happened? Now, mind you, both my cousins, their sisters, they walk away. Not miss me. Oh, I saw it. I'm telling what's happening. Mind you, this is live. This wasn't recorded. My aunt at work. Somebody tells her that a bad car accident happened in her neighborhood. They go, they run into the TV and they watching it. Who does she see? Her niece. And I'm breaking it down like I was supposed to be outside. So I did, thought I was doing my shit, whatever. My cousin was like, why would you do that? And I'm like, shoot, we were the only ones that really saw it. So I wanted to say something. I want to get on the news. We get back to her house. We eating our Chinese food like nothing happened. We not talking about it, nothing. My aunt comes home and she asking us how our day was, and we listening to her, just doing a little light chit chat. So she asks, where did we go today? I don't say nothing. My cousin is like, Mommy, we ain't going nowhere. We've been in the house all day. We clean like you told us to, this, that, and the other. We were just waiting for you to come home so we could go outside. She was like, well, ain't nobody going outside. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, she done saw it. She saw the news. She was like, nobody's going outside. My cousin asked him, why? Like, I knew already. And I'm pretty sure she did, but she was fronting. She was like, because I was watching the news today and I think she called me chitter chatter. She called me something. I don't know if it was Big Mouth or something. And I saw her on the news talking about the accident. My cousin cut her eye at me so quick. I'm sitting there looking like, I'm like, her sister looking. My aunt is like, didn't I tell you not to go outside? Now, since I was already in trouble, well, we all was in trouble, but we wouldn't have got caught if I would have had just not been on the news. So I said, well, she told us to go outside. She was like, you know what I'm saying? We can be out, go get something to eat and come back before you come home. Yeah, I did the snitch move. I did the snitch move. Regardless, at that point, it really wouldn't matter because she know I wasn't out there by myself, number one. So just that little quick story about running your mouth on the news and getting caught out there. Now me, I told exactly what happened. But this lady, Miss, if you watching this, you know you was dead ass wrong. Dead wrong. Dead wrong. But I'm going to find this for y'all so y'all can get a couple of chuckles because it definitely is funny. Definitely. All right. So, here you go. Oh, it's a few of them too. I probably won't play all of them. probably won't play all of them because it seemed like a lot. I'm not gonna play all of them. I'm gonna play a couple. Let me just bring them up real quick. All right. So here's the update. The press. It was an update after the one that I showed you all already.
This is breaking news.
Preliminary, just understand that this incident just occurred a short while ago. There's a lot going on. Detectives are on scene, still interviewing witnesses and still gathering evidence. But this afternoon at about 4:45 p.m., I want to bring you on a northbound A train. We had a 32-year-old male enter the train, we believe at the Nostrand Avenue station. This 32-year-old gets onto the train, the doors close, and the train starts moving. As the train starts moving, he's approached by a 36-year-old male who was already on the train. This 36-year-old male was described by multiple witnesses as being aggressive and provocative towards the 32-year-old that just got on. Words were exchanged between the two, and during the words, it became physical. And also, the 36-year-old at one point displayed either a knife or a razor blade toward the 32-year-old. The 36-year-old put that sharp object down. Words were still exchanged. It became physical again. And at some point, the 36-year-old removed a firearm from his jacket. He then took that firearm, started walking toward the 32-year-old who was on the train, yelling at him, walking toward him in a menacing way, and it became physical again between the two. During this physical confrontation, that gun, we believe, was removed from the 36-year-old by the 32-year-old, and the 32-year-old fired multiple shots, striking the 36-year-old. As this was occurring, the train pulled into the Hoyt-Schermerhorn station, which is right behind me. And it's very important that it be known there were multiple police officers in this station just feet away from when this train pulled in that actually heard the shots and were on scene within seconds, providing medical assistance, requesting an ambulance, and gathering witnesses. Our 36-year-old was removed to a local hospital. He's currently in surgery in critical condition, and the 32-year-old is currently with detectives. I'm speaking. I'll pass it off to the chairman and CEO of the MTA, John O'Liebenow, for a few words.
You know, I sometimes say that the subway is a sacred space where we practice the world's greatest experiment in tolerance and diversity every day so people can live their lives in New York, the greatest city in the world. So when something like this happens, when you bring a gun on the train,
Oh, he dead ass, y'all.
when you start a fight, it's not right, and it is absolutely outrageous. That's what happened here. Someone brought a gun on the train and started a fight. It's why we need to keep fighting against guns. It's why the mayor is trying to take guns off the street and had some success. It's why the governor is fighting these crazies who say guns should be able to be carried everywhere in the public space. Get rid of the guns. The victims here, as the chief said, appears to be the aggressor. But the real victims are the people I saw in those videos who are having a harrowing time because they're on a train with somebody with a gun. Even if he's fighting somebody else, they're afraid for their lives. They're just trying to go about their lives. So get rid of the guns. People want to have disagreements. That's going to happen in life. But when a disagreement, a gun's involved, we can't live with it. We can't live with it. And I appreciate the mayor's commitment to getting rid of guns and Governor Hochul's support and her effort to fight, again, this craziness, these ideas out there that people should be allowed to carry guns everywhere. The subway is no place for guns. I got to say to Chief Kemper and the NYPD, thank God for omnipresence. Thank God there were police officers on the platform. There were actually police officers from the precinct, from the neighborhood, who were inspecting, and they made the arrest before what is apparently the gunman even got off the platform. This system is going to make us safer. But today we have to think about all those people who were impacted by this. And I just want to say that for all the passengers, we got to live our lives. We got to live our lives, but together we got to support everybody who's fighting back against guns. That's what's going to make the difference here.
Questions? Yeah, obviously we can't take, we'll only take a couple. Obviously it's an active investigation, so we're only going to be able to take a couple, and we'll get updates from DCPI on those questions that we can't answer. All right, so that's
Oh, sweet.
So that is to be determined. So we have him. Detectives are still on scene. They're still interviewing witnesses, reviewing video, and obviously consulting with their partners in the Brooklyn DA's office. So, to be determined. So there is a firearm that was recovered on scene. It's a small caliber firearm. In my opinion, it looks like a small semi-automatic, maybe a 32 or a 25. Don't hold me to it. But we didn't want to touch it and manipulate it and disturb it. It's part of a crime scene. So as far as their relationship, unknown. I don't believe they knew each other. I could, that's just my opinion. But we don't believe they knew each other.
So you said they started on Nostrand Avenue, so by the time it got here, people were fighting. Had the other passengers appeared out of the car? How many people were in the car when the shots were fired?
So the exact count, there were people in the car. The exact count to be determined, well over a dozen, 2 dozen. The train was moving when this started. And this incident was still continuing as the train pulled into this station and the doors opened.
Any idea how many shots were fired?
More than one.
I can't hear them, y'all.
So there were multiple witnesses on that train car that video recorded with their cell phones.
And I just got to say, Evan, just for clarity's sake, there are 34 cameras in the station, but the apparent shooter was apprehended before he even got off the platform.
last one.
Say it again. On that train car, no. Listen, we talk about this all the time. There's upwards of over 1,000+ cars right now. I think in another year or so from now, we'll be saying yes.
By the end of the year.
By the end of the year. Listen, I want to say this. As many witnesses as we have, we never have enough. So I'm urging anyone, if anyone else was on that train car in the station or has any information in relation to this incident, to call our Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS, TIPS.
All right, thank you, everybody. That's it.
I guess because it's so fresh, I'm gonna probably do another video. Now that I had some things to say, but I'm gonna wait until some more information comes out.
Police now searching for a woman they believe was involved in a fight that led to that shooting. Police say a 36-year-old man is in critical condition after he was shot with his own gun on the A train. One man is in custody. CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook is live in downtown Brooklyn. Elijah, these are new details. Where do we stand now?
Well, you just said it, Chris. I mean, the latest at this time, police say they are actively looking for a woman they say stabbed a 36-year-old man during a confrontation before those shots rang out. Of course, this happened on that moving A train right near the Hoyt-Schermerhorn station here behind me. And police say the 36-year-old man aggressively approached a 32-year-old man on that train. They say the two started arguing before getting into a physical fight. Investigators say the train approaches the station and the 36-year-old man pulls out a gun.
Wait a minute. So did y'all see Money Grip come off the train with the North Face vest on when he realized that the cameras was in his face and he had to do a little left real quick? Money was like, y'all ain't gonna have me on here. Has a little coffee or whatever. He came out. He was like, no, no, no. No.
Gun. We're told the 32-year-old manages to grab that gun from him and shoots him in the head. The train doors open at the station and people run off in fear. Passengers we spoke to say they heard multiple shots ring out. The man who was shot was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Now, as you can imagine, some riders might be on edge this morning as this is yet another violent incident in the subway. MTA CEO and Chairman Jana Lieber says officers will continue to make a presence underground and condemns the violent acts dozens of commuters witnessed just yesterday.
Today, what we're thinking about is a couple things. The experience of those riders who were stuck on that train in that moment, which is intense and harrowing, and two, the fact that there were cops in numbers right there in the station. It's exactly what we've been telling the public we're going to do. We're going to make sure that there are cops in the system to react to any circumstance at any time.
So to reiterate the latest, police are looking for a woman they say was with the 32-year-old man. In this case, he's considered to be the aggressor. They say she pulled out a knife and stabbed the 36-year-old. Of course, a lot to process in this case. A great deal of evidence detectives are looking at, including the cell phone video that was recorded by a passenger on board. Right now, a person of interest is in custody as we speak, and investigators are looking at if he acted in self-defense. No charges are pending at this time. We're live from downtown Brooklyn. Elijah Westbrook, CBS News, New York.
All right, shout out to Elijah. What is it?
Despite the National Guard now patrolling the New York subway, a man was shot this week after an argument on board a crowded train. News Nation anchor Natasha Zuves is in the newsroom with the very latest on if police will be bringing charges.
Yeah, we're just hearing about this, Nicole. Breaking just a few minutes ago, we know authorities will not be charging the man who shot a subway rider in the head during an argument. We are seeing so much video of this altercation today. Many of the commuters on the subway were trapped. The video showing the moments where riders are running off the train as you can hear shots fired, NYPD telling them to take cover. Now, police say the incident's still under investigation, but they did release this video just a couple hours ago of the man they say started the altercation. The 36-year-old caught on video walking through the subway gates without paying, and NYPD saying that just 10 to 15 minutes after this, the shooting happened.
Let me out! Let me out!
So police say the 36-year-old man initiated an argument with a 32-year-old who just boarded the train, pulling a gun on him. But the would-be victim turned the tables, disarming the aggressor, shooting him in the head. It seems the aggressor was also in a previous altercation right before the shooting. A woman on the train captured on video stabbing the aggressor. Now, that woman apparently was with the 32-year-old. The timeline, it's not exactly clear when the woman attacked the aggressor, though video seems to show the woman stabbing the man, the aggressor, in the lower back repeatedly as he is punching the 32-year-old man who would end up shooting him. Now, New This Hour commuters spoke with our New York affiliate describing living through this frightening experience.
Saw people like rushing off the train. People were falling over. There was people getting injured. People were getting their arms, legs stepped on. There was you could say it's like a stampede.
The doors opened, and then suddenly there was a rush of people who came and were screaming that someone had a gun. Many officers had their guns drawn and were telling everybody to get down and stay down while the train doors remained open. People were fearful.
So the shooting comes as Governor Kathy Hochul and New York authorities are focusing their efforts on subway security. Data from the NYPD shows subway crime is up more than 13% compared to last
13,
year.
not 20.
And we know just last
My
week, the
bad.
Democratic governor introduced a 5-point plan that includes deploying 750 National Guard members to subway stations to do random bag searches. As for the 36-year-old, we can tell you he survived being shot.
All right. How y'all think that's going? How would that really? Well, I guess they said random, but imagine subways are already congested. So where they gonna do these random checks before you pay your fare? After you pay your fare, before you get on the actual train? Like, where are these random checks? And don't get me wrong, something needs to be done. I'm not saying that. But how is that going to work with the mass of people, even with the National Guard stepping in? So I would like to see how that's going to work.
In the head. He is in critical condition today. Nicole?
Yeah, a lot of people want to see changes to the subway system.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to
somebody got shot. Of course, I'm going to try to save myself. And by saving myself, this is what I ended up with. I can't get back home to my kids. I can't walk. They want me over. Everybody one up on me. I have a ball right here. See? My head right here.
So you got trampled?
Yes. All my nail break and everything. Yes.
Did the men say anything to each other? Could you
Yes,
remember what
they
were
start arguing at first. He start arguing with the guy that's sitting down first. It's not a right thing to experience this at all because I don't know if I'm paralyzed. I still can't stand up.
Miss, Miss, do you mean paralyzed with fear? Because from what I can see, it looked like she's standing up. So is she paralyzed with fear? Because that I can go with that. That one I can fuck with that one. But she said she can't stand up. And she said the people, I think she said the people that was helping her up is over there. They're not holding her up. But let's see.
I have those two people right here helping. I don't know what happened to that person. If somebody got shot, of course, I'm going to try to save myself. And by saving myself, this is what I ended up with. I can't get back home to my kids. I can't walk. They want me over. Everybody one up on me. I have a ball right here. See? My head right here.
So you got trampled?
Yes. All my nail break and everything. Yes.
Did the men say anything to each other? Could you
Yes,
remember what
they
were
start arguing at first. He start arguing with the guy that's sitting down first. It's not a right thing to experience this at all because I don't know if I'm paralyzed. I still can't stand up. I have those two people right here helping me basically.
And like, you know what? I guess they thought it was newsworthy that he didn't pay his fare. As if that, I don't know. Are they? Because they make light of some of the things that's minute. That sometimes those minute things are very, very important. So don't get me wrong. But the fact that he didn't pay his fare, do they feel like if he paid his fare that wouldn't have happened? Because if he wanted to do what he did, he would have did it fair or fair not paid. So I don't know what was the point in that. Because y'all, and I'm going to say this, y'all wanted to bring light about that fare. But that woman, y'all didn't say nothing about looking for her until sometime this evening. So what's more important? But I will say this, I'm happy to know that it was deemed self-defense. glad to see. Oh, they released the man's picture that shot him. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to put all of that together so, you know, whoever decides to want to come over here and watch it with me, you don't have to flip from video to video and news station to news station. So you've gotten what happened yesterday, of course, and some of the stuff that they found out today all together in one spot. So thank you for watching it with me and listening to what I have to say and my little story time too. My little teenage story time for wanting to be on the news. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I ain't do what the lady did and just cold talking about I was paralyzed or whatever. But when I saw her telling the story, I just was like, yeah, I remember when I was on the news. And but I just wanted to tell y'all that just to make a little not light of the situation, but a little comic relief. Thank you for coming out. Don't forget, you can catch me on Triple Threat Ladies Edition on Wednesdays. We like between 8, 8:30, sometimes a little bit after that, color people time. But we do try to get in and get out, try to get on there early. So if we do, you know what I'm saying, pop extra shit, we can get to bed on time because all 3 of us got to get up in the morning. So definitely check me out on there. Of course, I'm also Lena Love Lather. I got that soap that y'all need to head on to LenaLoveLather.com, or I got a 30% sale going on right now on TikTok. So definitely check me out there. Lena Love Lather on TikTok. I'm Lena Love Lather on Instagram. Lena Love Lather on Snapchat. Miss me with that BS on Snapchat. And I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Yeah, X. Damn, I didn't know I was on that many social media platforms, but I am. But yeah. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I got a couple of things that I want to do tomorrow, so y'all may see me post some stuff tomorrow. But definitely thank you. Y'all have a safe weekend out there, everybody, not even the New Yorkers. Be careful of your surroundings. One thing I do want to say. Parents, because I've seen this a lot. And I guess it's the same for men and women, but I'm saying it more so for the kids. Y'all, could y'all walk on the outside and y'all kids are like on the inside? They're not supposed to be to the street where the cars pass. You are. They're supposed to be over here safe. So do that. Do that. Hold their hands. Just don't have the kids just wandering. It's some people that don't care about your kids. Remember that. I think that will help. Remember, everybody don't care about your kids. You care. Hold hands. And even if you got something in your hand, because I did it with my twins and my little girl. If I had something in my hands, all 3 of them was going to hold hands. All 3 of them. At least if I had to yank one and they was holding on to each other, all 3 of them coming. Just do that for me. Like, because times are just changing, and I really think people are wilding. But hey, I ain't trying to tell you what to do with your kids. I'm just trying to throw a little something in the air, you know. A little something that I see, and I just think it's a little wonky. But y'all take care of yourselves, those kids too. Again, y'all have a good weekend. Thank you for coming out. Peace. I sound like what is it? Def Jam, Def Comedy Jam. Remember that? or Def Jam Comedy. I'm bugging Def Jam Comedy. Like, thank you, peace. Well, I ain't gonna say his name, y'all. Y'all about to say something, so never mind. All right, peace.
Peace, what's up? This is Miss Me With That BS, aka Lena Love Lather. I am showing the box that contains the Truth Bar that someone purchased. This is actually being shipped to someone in Maryland, and they will be receiving some free items as well. So I hope they enjoy if they're watching this video. But it's packaged and ready to go with glycerin soap, a body scrub, and a spinach and turmeric soap, as well as Triple Goddess, I believe. This is packaged up and ready to be shipped today, so I hope you enjoy.